Was every company by 2020 will become one of these two things: digital predator or digital prey. And you have to figure out whether you can help your company become the predator or whether you're going to stand by and let it become prey. So my task today is to help you challenge your thinking that'll lead to some of the change, and hopefully help your companies become the survivors by 2020. Because we're getting very close to that point. That's only 2 years away now. Everybody's talking about digital transformation. Why? Because it's real. Because it's something that we need to do to change our business. What I'm going to help you do is understand partly the why, but it's really how the companies are changing, what the fundamental things are we have to change beyond technology. And some of those we touched on this morning. So a company that is going to do things in your industry differently, that are going to change the way you think about your business, that'll help transform the industry. And you will be able to react, but you will be reacting. And the speed at which you can react will largely depend on how well you've prepared your company to change and innovate. And what's behind all of this? Something that's fundamentally very simple. We all have smartphones in our pockets today, right? All of our customers have smartphones. Whether you're B2B or B2C, every person you sell to has a smartphone. And if they don't, they very soon will have. And what happens with these smartphones? A few years ago, I could unlock a hotel room door with my smartphone, right? Anybody had that experience where they unlocked a hotel room door? Okay. Now, I asked this question 2 years ago. Nobody in the room had done it, okay? So now we see a change in experience. Those changes in experiences slightly reset our expectations about what's possible. Now I can unlock a door with my phone. I can unlock anything with my phone, potentially. I can do things with my phone I couldn't do before. It changes expectations. Now, it may not be enough to say I want to go stay in that hotel because they allow me to unlock my room door, because frankly, you know, the old key thing worked pretty well. But it does change your expectations slightly. But then what happens when the experience changes yet again? What happens when another hotel company comes along and says, hey, you can now pick your hotel room the same way as you can select a seat on a plane? Any frequent travelers in the room? A few of you, right? Okay. Well, how important is it that you're not overlooking the train station that sits on the side of this hotel, right? Pretty important. So the fact that you can now pick your hotel room can have an enormous impact on the value of being able to stay in this hotel chain. It changes the expectations about what's possible, and it may also change your behavior. And this is the dilemma that we have as companies. Our customers, whether you're B2B or B2C, their expectations are changing every single day. But here's the thing. You put this into a mathematical formula. I like to have very simple mathematical formulas. So this is a very simple formula. Experience over expectation equals perceived value. Now, think about this. If the experiences are constantly changing, they're resetting expectations, right? So where do we get our experiences from? We get our experiences all over the place. When we shop on Amazon, when we go to an airport and we jump on a plane, when we stay in a hotel, everywhere, when we buy a cup of coffee, we get a new experience. Those experiences are changing expectations. Now I know I'm asking you to do mathematics right after lunch. This is hard. So I'll make it easy for you. Right? Let's put some numbers in here. 100 for experience, 100 for expectations. We can see you have a perceived value of 1. What happens when the expectations change and the experience doesn't? Then we see the perceived value goes down. Because you have to design your business to constantly evolve the experiences that you're delivering to customers. In today's business climate, the experiences have to deliver desired outcomes in order to create value. Experiences start to shape expectations, but it's the degree to which they deliver an outcome that the customer values that changes the perception of value your customers have. This is what we call digital transformation. Because you're fundamentally changing the business. Transformation. Think about the caterpillar into a butterfly. A transformation. A big change. This isn't incremental. This isn't just adding a website to your business or adding a new mobile app. This is about fundamentally rethinking how we create value for customers. But we have to understand that the way we design our business today, we have to design the experiences that deliver the outcomes which satisfy the desires of our customers. So, Prius, great car, very economical. Well done, good sound choice, sir. Okay, so why don't we all drive a Prius? I mean, it's one of the most economical cars on the road. It's not that expensive, right? It gets you from A to B pretty easily. It has room for passengers and luggage, right? And so we have to understand desire is at the foundation of every buying choice a customer makes. It's an emotional choice. In order to be able to connect with customers and create value, we have to connect to their emotions. In a B2B business, we have to understand the desired outcome of the company and the employees inside that company. And in B2B, that very often means we're selling to more than one customer. There's a person buying the product or service, and there's a person using the product or service, and then we've got to look at their customers and what their customers are doing. As we've looked at all of these different companies and organizations and industries to understand what's going on, we've seen 4 clear, distinct patterns emerge. So we call these things the new rules of business, because I like to keep things simple. The new rules of business really state this. You have to be able to do these 4 things together, not one and focus on one, but do all 4 of these things together. In sales training, I always remember when I went through various forms of sales training over my career, and at one point, new salespeople sometimes get asked to sell something, and there's this whole thing about you bring a new salesperson in and you say, okay, well, here's an electric drill, sell me this drill. And the new salespeople come on and they'll talk all about the features and benefits of the drill, how it's got variable speed and the chuck's easy to use and all of this. Pretty good. And then the experienced salesperson will come on. So I want to give you 6 strategies to create an innovative culture, because innovation is at the heart of being able to drive revenue in the future. We have to think about changing the culture of our organizations to be highly innovative, highly creative. So number 1, this pill, so the little dot on the top of the pill is a chip. It's smaller than the size of a grain of sand. Now, why would you put a chip on a pill? The ultimate healthcare app. Remember I said this is the ultimate healthcare app? It's called Days Left to Live. You pull the app out, it tells you how many days you have left to live. Become more innovative. The metrics that we use signal to employees what's important to us. So I did this study. We asked sort of executives across companies what were their KPIs. And on this chart, the dark gray at the top is the business unit leaders. Same kind of thing. In most organizations, what you have is a chart that looks like a noise graphic that's like, oh my God, look at all this noise that's in the organization. Because now we're asking people to work in these same teams, and we're measuring them on completely different things. And guess what? When they sit in the team and trying to figure out what the solution is, if we're measuring them on different things, they're going to come to different conclusions. Right? So we have to think about the operational side of the business, and is it in tune with the digital experience we're creating? This is why it's so important to think about the operations side of the business. You can develop your digital DNA to design the experiences that deliver the outcomes, that satisfy your customers' desires. Thank you.